Building audit capacity is almost like saying why human beings need oxygen in terms of revenue administration, because the more you understand, the more you understand what you're going to tax, the more you understand what you need to audit, the better placed you will be to identify areas that will bring in revenue. It brings in the revenue that is required, but more importantly, it builds sustainable capacity on the continent. Secondly, it means that one, you don't waste the taxpayers' time, so you enable them to trade. But on the side of the public, you're also able to bring in the revenue that is required, and the right amount of revenue without putting any burden on anybody.
Georgia has been involved in the TIWB from 2017 on, and we're benefiting from this very interesting and helpful program. We have very recently enacted transfer pricing legislation in our administration. Our auditors had knowledge but not practical experience in conducting TP audits. The format of TIWB is very interesting and appealing for our tax administration because the concept of learning by doing, this gives us possibility to conduct the transfer pricing audit from the very beginning to its end. That is our goal. So we will be able to select the companies and to conduct the process and to get to the outcome by ourselves at the end of the project. By having this project, we're aiming to bring international best practice and experience into our administration, to provide quality service for our taxpayers, and to provide the adjustments and assessments that is in line with international standards, so our taxpayers as well as our tax administration is satisfied with the result and that we have found mutual basis for cooperation.
We are involved in Tax Inspectors Without Borders from the very first beginning. The Minister of Foreign Affairs is a member of the governing board of the Tax Inspectors Without Borders program. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is granting money to the program, and the Dutch tax administration is supporting the program with tax experts. We thought it was very important to help the developing countries in their domestic resource mobilization, and thereby we sent tax experts to set up the pilot project with Ghana, which was very successful at the end. Well, what is appealing to the Netherlands on this program is the hands-on approach. Because it is not dealing with policy papers, it's not about handbooks to be written by participants, but working in the field, doing practical work with the tax auditors, raising their knowledge, and at the end also solving the problems. That's something that really fits to the Netherlands.
Le programme Inspecteur des impôts sans frontières, pour nous, est une révolution dans la façon d'apprendre, parce que ce programme, en plus des aspects théoriques, des connaissances théoriques qui sont dispensées aux agents vérificateurs, associe l'apprentissage. Et donc c'est une approche de l'apprentissage par la pratique. C'est un programme dont les résultats sont garantis à 100%, parce que le transfert de compétences il est assuré. Et donc plus que les résultats chiffrés qui pourraient découler de la mise en œuvre de ce programme, surtout pour nous, c'est le transfert de compétences, de connaissances, de l'expert vers les vérificateurs qui participent au programme qui nous intéresse. Il y a plusieurs points qui sont très intéressants dans notre coopération avec l'expert qui nous a été mise à disposition par l'administration fiscale de la Belgique. Il y a cette capacité d'écoute, d'échange qui permet à nos agents d'avoir une idée d'une nouvelle approche en matière de contrôle. Voilà, ce transfert de compétences acquises dans un contexte qui est différent du nôtre, qui est très enrichissante pour nos agents. Merci à l'administration fiscale de Belgique qui a bien voulu mettre à notre disposition l'expert qui nous accompagne dans ce programme.
Usually we ask senior tax advisors from within our organization or from tax administration more broadly if they have the interest and the capacity to join in such cooperation. And then the senior expert will fly over, and then obviously with the help of the Secretariat of the Tax Inspectors Without Borders, then the work can start on the ground. We think that international cooperation in tax issues is becoming more and more important. We see the effects of globalization and digitalization affecting everybody. Initiatives like the Tax Inspectors Without Borders are particularly helpful for our closer cooperation because we understand the specific needs and challenges of the host jurisdictions, and we can share some of our experience, and we learn their perspective by the same token. So I think it's to the benefit of all of us.
Nigeria is one of the countries that is very rich in oil and gas. We have sought for TIWB assistance to further deepen our understanding of the technicalities that are involved in transfer pricing audit of the oil and gas industry. We know that the experts have the requisite qualifications, they have the skills. What we appreciate most is the availability of the experts. We are able to contact the experts when they are off-site and obtain their suggestions and ideas on how to tackle a particular case that may be of concern to us. So with their availability, it is quite commendable. Nigeria, in addition to being a host administration, is also a partner administration. Nigeria has been able to deploy resources to other West African countries to support them in audit and in transfer pricing, and we hope to continue that as long as we have the resources to support it.
Mi nombre es José Andrés Romero, soy director general de la DIAN en Colombia. Inspectores Sin Fronteras trae ventajas importantes para poder recibir la ayuda de los países que tienen mayor experiencia en materia de administraciones tributarias que están dispuestos a transferirnos conocimiento. Estamos muy contentos con el programa de Inspectores en Frontera. Sí, claro, en el caso de la formación de los auditores, pues los auditores cuando llegan a los contribuyentes ya llegan con muchísimo más conocimiento, muchísima más propiedad, y obviamente los contribuyentes sienten que de una u otra manera tienen que ser mucho más transparentes y ajustarse a las necesidades. Entonces, cuando llega un auditor que tiene el conocimiento, normalmente el contribuyente corrige o toma una decisión cuando no se encuentra ajustado a la ley.
Jamaica became involved with the TIWB program when we undertook reforms in 2012 to 2015, updating our laws as well as the capacity building of staff. We requested help because one of those laws that was introduced were transfer pricing rules. So we requested help from the OECD and the UNDP to build the capacity of the staff. The way that the TIWB operates is that they send an expert to you, and so therefore that expert will be helping staff with live cases on the ground. They are able to see just where the staff is at in terms of their level of understanding. One of the things that we appreciate about the program is that you're able to customize the training. You have an input in determining what type of training you need. Well, we have seen an increase in audits. We have seen an increase in revenue arising from those audits. We have seen an improvement in the confidence and the professionalism of the staff, and that is appreciated not just by the TAJ, but also the taxpayers who have also commented on the fact that the staff seems more confident in what they are doing. We think of the program as Tax Inspectors Without Borders, building capacity within borders.
My first acquaintance with the Tax Inspectors Without Borders took place here at the headquarters of the OECD in Paris. Then we also obtained the experience of our Georgian colleagues, and they told us about the effectiveness of this mechanism, and we decided to implement this mechanism in our country, in Ukraine.
This year, Ukraine welcomed the first expert of Tax Inspectors Without Borders program, who is a transfer pricing specialist from Australia. The program aimed to improve the processes within the State Fiscal Service. In particular, they relate to the risk management, the procedures of tax auditing, and selection of taxpayers for tax audit.
On behalf of the government of Ukraine, I would like to express my gratitude for the effectiveness and for very fruitful discussions with colleagues from the OECD and UNDP jointly. And we will be very happy to cooperate in future. Thank you.
La República Dominicana está inmersa en un proceso de renegociación de los acuerdos de precios por anticipado con el sector de hoteles de todo incluido. Este acuerdo deberá iniciar a partir del año 2020. Como son acuerdos de precios anticipados, hemos querido seguir las buenas prácticas en la medida de lo posible, con el objetivo de que los acuerdos de precios por anticipado sigan las directrices de la OCDE y del Programa de las Naciones Unidas para el Desarrollo. Lo que pretendemos es que nos ayuden a entender, primero, cómo fiscalizan el sector hotelero, segundo, cómo negocian acuerdos de precio anticipado y tercero, evaluar la posibilidad de negociar convenios multilaterales. Es un programa único y especial para la República Dominicana porque por primera vez contaremos con una presencia de inspectores de otros países con experiencia que nos ayudarán en campo a poder determinar eficientemente la correcta base tributaria del país.
TIWB has been very helpful in strengthening the capacity of our auditors, especially in the area of transfer pricing. Maldives being a very young tax administration, although our auditors are qualified, we have limited experience in these complex areas. In addition to getting training from the experts, our auditors also get the opportunity to work on real cases with the experts. Under this program, we get the opportunity to learn by doing. Through this approach, it is much easier than simply learning concepts because our team gets to work with the expert. Under the current project, transfer pricing expert from Slovakia is assigned to us, and she has visited Maldives twice since her appointment in 2018, and it has been very, very fruitful. The fact that the entire program is funded by the partner agency, UNDP and OECD, this is a perfect opportunity for countries like Maldives who have limited resources.
BES has been receiving the TIWB assistance. I should say is the first South TIWB beneficiary in Africa, which has been a very wonderful experience for us, to me and for our organization. The greatest valuable benefit is the enhanced skills. KRA has really laid out for us the approaches that we should be using. They brought in the TP expertise and guided us on how to gather evidence, how to really go about interpreting the evidence and asking the right questions. The learning by doing and seeing and sharing a lot of experiences by the TIWB experts has really instilled a sense of high morality, changed the attitude of our auditors. KRA, unlike us, they had not dealt with the sector before, but the TP expertise was quite valuable. They were also learning about the sector in a way, which is one benefit of South-South cooperation.
Mi nombre es Nogui Acosta, soy el viceministro de Ingresos del Ministerio de Hacienda de Costa Rica. Los países cada vez están más interrelacionados y los problemas son más generales y más globales. En este sentido, países que están en desarrollo como Costa Rica requieren información de aquellas autoridades tributarias que tienen mucho más experiencia y mucho más capacidad de poder hacer una gestión adecuada de las acciones de las empresas que tratan de erosionar la base tributaria. Me parece que Inspectores Sin Fronteras permite tener especialidades conocimientos y calidad profesional que nos permite de una manera más sencilla poder hacer uso de toda esa información y poder lograr la transferencia de conocimiento necesaria para formar los equipos en nuestro país.
This TIWB program is a very unique initiative that strengthens the tax administration of developing countries, and it also helps them to build up their audit capacities through deployment of tax experts from the countries who have such expertise and skills in the field of audit. Presently, we are providing expert assistance under bilateral level to the Kingdom of Eswatini, which is in the African continent. And this expert assistance is in the field of transfer pricing. Going forward, we have agreed to provide a similar kind of assistance to 2 more countries. This support and assistance is in the form of, right from the beginning, establishing regular contacts between the 2 countries, preparation of program documentation, then facilitating the visits of experts, supporting and coordinating the funding support through UNDP, and above all, throughout all the stages of this program, the Secretariat provides a very good guidance so that all the milestones and the objectives and the targets which have been agreed under this program are achieved in a timely manner.
Well, the 2 experts that we have had so far are one from Germany, which is the one who assisted with the capacity building of the auditors, and the other one from the UK who assisted us with the advanced pricing agreements, guidance notes. And what we appreciate about them is the fact that they are from developed countries and we are from developing countries, but yet they were able to adapt, they were able to modify the program, and there was just this great synergy between us and them. Their personalities were also an important part of that, and also they imparted not just technical knowledge but just a whole way of thinking, a whole way of doing things, and they also were very happy to help us with meeting with other stakeholders like the private sector and explaining what the TIWB program was about. Well, we salute the TIWB, we salute the OECD and the UNDP for having this initiative. We're very grateful, and so we just want to express our thanks and our gratitude, and we look forward to continued work with the program.
Mi nombre es José Andrés Romero, soy director general de la DIAN en Colombia. Inspectores sin fronteras que hemos tenido en la DIAN pues tienen cualidades y capacidades muy importantes para transmitir conocimiento. Por un lado tenemos una persona mexicana que habla muy bien el español, que adicionalmente comparte nuestra cultura, y eso ayuda a que transfiera el conocimiento hablándole a nuestros inspectores. Por otro lado, tenemos una inspectora que trabajó en el IRS en materia de acuerdos anticipados de precios de transferencia, que tiene muchísima experiencia. Todos sabemos que el país que más ha celebrado acuerdos anticipados de precios es Estados Unidos, y obviamente eso genera una gran ventaja para nosotros.
Ce qui est intéressant dans le programme ISF, c'est le côté pratique de l'accompagnement. C'est à travers cet apprentissage entre les auditeurs fiscaux et les experts qui sont mis à disposition de l'administration. Et ce type d'approche nous a suscité notre intérêt. Et c'est là le meilleur gage, à notre avis, vraiment de réussir le transfert de compétences dans un domaine aussi complexe que les prix de transfert. Le Sénégal a bénéficié de 2 programmes. Alors, lors du premier programme, où il n'y avait pas beaucoup de dossiers, les résultats concrets que l'on a obtenus tournaient autour de 4,5 millions de dollars. Et lors du dernier programme, ces résultats tournent autour de 17 millions de dollars, ce qui fait 4 fois le premier programme et qui atteste vraiment de l'efficacité de ce programme.
Every story has its hero, and in this case our hero is the expert, which our team appreciates very much. First of all, his experience in international transfer pricing and auditing the companies. His skills and involvement in the process remotely as well is very helpful for our transfer pricing team. His advices and interpretation of our legislation has been particularly helpful for many cases. So we will be able to select the companies and to conduct the process and to get to the outcome by ourselves at the end of the project.
Yo soy Márcio Verde, secretario ejecutivo del CIAT, y por lo tanto involucrado con ese programa maravilloso de Inspectores Sin Fronteras desde la primera reunión que participé. Y el CIAT intentamos colaborar al máximo para ofrecer a los países esta asistencia tan necesaria. Yo creo que la característica principal del programa de Inspectores Sin Frontera es que intenta tratar casos reales. No es una transferencia de asistencia técnica solo del conocimiento. Es especialmente las relacionadas a auditorías, es colaborar, apoyar y orientar a un caso real de auditoría especialmente. Lo que hace falta siempre es caminar juntos. El Inspector Sin Frontera camina junto con los países. Esa es la diferencia en mi opinión.
I head the Tax Programs Directorate that really does capacity building and technical assistance work in Africa. And as such, we work very closely with Tax Inspectors Without Borders. Regarding the technical assistance work that we carry out at ATAF, it is largely demand-driven. You find that the technical assistance work is not work that you just handle as an organization alone. We have built partnership with different organizations like the OECD and especially the TIWB work that they're doing. And when we get to a sector where we feel that they have capacity or they have resources that can handle that, we then bring in that element and we ask TIWB to come and partner with us to make sure that the country gets what it needs.